The kernel of what I believe connects my studio and intellectual practice is a kind of investment and curiosity around how Black people make a life. My name is Stefana Smith. I'm an artist and scholar participating in Artists Fabricator show at UMass Amherst. I'm a professor of gender studies at Mount Holyoke College, and I also have an art practice. I see those two as very explicitly linked. Materiality is really significant to my practice. I'm very much interested in materials, and not just materials as matter, but materials as having particular kinds of functions in the world that are very much connected to people in place. One of the core materials that has become a part of some of the body of work that you'll see at Artist Fabricator is I'm moving in the direction of using natural dyes. How I've moved in that direction has been to think critically about how I introduce color into my practice. There's going to be a lot of blue in the objects that I'm making for Artist Fabricator, and part of that has been my desire to expand the color palette of my work, but also to study what it means to use blue through lineages of kind of Africana experience. One of the big interests in my practice conceptually is networks, nets, relation and non-relation. And one particular material, bird netting, has been core to that. Bird netting only really comes in black, a kind of green, and a sort of translucent clear. So as I was sort of developing my visual voice, I was sort of focusing on that range of color. This shift to indigo and to blue has been very intentional. One of the shortcuts for me describing what I do is I make textile-based sculpture. And I think it's really important for me to name it as that. I'm not the first, I won't be the only person that is really interested in disrupting these sort of binaries between what's craft and what's art. And so when I think of this idea of artist as fabricator, fabricator as artist, I am thinking of some of the ways that there's a kind of rupture between the line of what counts as an artist and what counts as a sort of someone that makes fame. I think a question that is coming up for me now is, what does it mean to be an artist now? And in a place and time where so much politically is happening here in the US, and artists have always been making within conditions of really messed up situations. And so some of the ways that I make sense of being an artist is not so much about the things that I make. I think I'm more appreciative that it allows me to think broadly and with my own curiosities in ways that are very much connected to like what's happening.